Orders are as follows. Good morning, cadets, and welcome back to our Starter Resurgence playthrough. Where we last left off, we were in the middle of a firefight, and actually, I think this could have been a better option to put a pause, because...
Looking for the bridge doors. Wait, what's this?
Got something?
Gravity. If I invert the artificial gravity inside the bridge, that'll throw anyone on the bridge right up into the ceiling.
He'll never see it coming.
Itaska, get ready to charge.
Charge?
For some gravity polarity.
Now, this reason I'm saying I could have paused it there, because I didn't have any timer on the option.
Now!
Ow! That's definitely gotta hurt.
Amazing.
Close in!
God,
How do
guys,
we get them down?
like this? That was not a charge.
What are we gonna do with them?
We don't have time to take prisoners.
No.
You're just gonna shoot them?
I haven't decided yet.
That's not just up to you.
I'm the ranking officer.
And we're not in your army.
Maybe they could be useful.
These prisoners could be useful to us. But if you kill them, we'll never know.
I can live with that.
Well, I can't.
You're an engineer, not a soldier. This is clearly my territory.
You think you have enemy combatants here? This is a hostage situation. Each one of them has an innocent life inside. I'll keep watch on them.
As will I. We can't let our guard down around the enemy.
Petty Officer Diaz and I will figure out how to stop the ship.
Let's hurry. The rest of the Takan could show up any minute. Crystals. They're all over this place.
Wonderful. Guess what? Now I can have control of the character. If I only waited a bit more longer.
Huh.
Careful where you point that thing.
It's not active. I can't see any way this would work as a weapon. It's dead.
Out of ammo?
Not sure.
I think my theory would be that coded to the Takan's genetic code. I guess that's gonna be the case.
Everything under control?
Yes, these Takan haven't made a move. Yet.
And what you're doing is working.
There's plenty more I can do. But it doesn't have to be that way. As long as they behave.
Okay. Regular star.
Any trouble?
Don't worry about me. Worry about Stretch over there.
Why?
He's looking for any excuse to vaporize the prisoners. But I'll make sure he doesn't. Even if they're the enemy, it's not right.
I'm here if you need a hand.
Just hurry up and figure out this bridge. That's the best way to help.
Okay, I know it says tricorder, so hopefully I can check all of these.
Gotta figure this out before we get wherever we're going. Resolute can't catch up to us. We're in a whole different kind of trouble.
Right, so that's checked. I have a couple more. No comments regarding that console? Maybe I need to the tricorder for that one.
There are two interfaces on top of each other.
This is not Lydian programming.
The con, I suppose then?
Where's the captain?
Captain Ostego did not survive the atmosphere poisoning.
sorry to hear that.
He died defending the Empire. That's how he'd want it.
So who's in charge proper then?
Look here. It's navigational data.
We saw that already. Headed to the edge of the galaxy.
It's only a display. We couldn't use it to change course or alter speed.
This console looks unaffected.
Okay, so that's it. I think that's it. Right, tricolor. Pardon me. It shows green that I can scan.
We're gonna be there in less than an hour.
We can't let that happen.
Hold on, it would take days to go this distance with our fastest ship. We're traveling at a warp factor many times greater than this ship should even be capable of. What are the engines doing to produce this kind of speed?
So the ZLD engines are running at 127% of maximum output. This should be impossible, but the Konian modifications to the vessel may have increased output limits beyond factory setting. Yep, sounds about right. Anything on the weapons, actually? No. So we have that console over there, we have this one here. Game? Okay, the stairs are here.
It's the Takan language.
From what I can tell, the ship's systems are actively responding to input.
Which is the opposite of how most bridges work. They usually send commands, not receive them.
It's from an intrusive program. This control station won't do us any good.
Fair enough. That's not something I can scan. Nope, it's just some lights. So we will have this one and then this one here.
Engine's a red line, running at full power. But this main drive manifold is spiking way over nominal levels.
Very dangerous.
Even at 100% output, the warp cores wouldn't push this much plasma to the drive section.
The reactor output matches the high speed, doesn't it?
Whether it's these crystals or the power from the Cartabula, Takan have found a way to increase the engine output and top speed. We have to find a way to hit the brakes before we outrun anyone who could help us.
We stop it, so they can't get this ship where they're going, and enact the next phase of their plan. That is, if they don't destroy us all first. I would have thought this ship would disintegrate going this speed.
What
But somehow,
exactly?
that hasn't happened yet.
What exactly is their end game?
So what is their end game? They've transformed individuals, they've transformed this ship, in a way. How far will they go?
As far as we let them. The technology certainly doesn't seem to have limits.
I hate to think what the Cartabula could do if it was plugged into something it was meant to power.
Okay. I think just one more thing to scan.
These crystals are Takan technology. They seem to be active, just like the rest of their tech. Tetrametric pulses.
Tetrametric.
It's the energy signature of Takan technology. Everything they make gives off this type of radiation.
They're blocking the inputs. It's not responding at all. Everything I try, it just ignores me.
So how do they use it?
So how did the Takan use this tech?
It's beyond me. What have they done to this bridge?
Consoles running themselves, some clogged up with crystals that are sending off tetrametric pulses.
But none of this is sending signals outward. it's receiving.
They're flying the ship from somewhere else.
That should be impossible. But it explains why there's less than a full bridge crew. If they aren't flying the ship from the bridge, where are they controlling it from?
Maybe back at Hotari?
That's everything. We got some answers.
I don't like what they tell us, though.
If we can learn nothing else, then what's left is to make these Takan talk. And if they don't, we'll dispose of them.
Hey, that's not how we do this.
That is enough from you.
Wonderful. Oh.
I thought that thing was useless.
It was. No power. Until he touched it.
So definitely genetic code. Yep.
Weapons must be biocoded.
Our technology will only work for one of our kind.
I can assure you, this weapon works just fine for me.
Slow down, Arminta.
You can't control the ship with the disruptor.
But I can use it to control you.
Ah!
Let's talk.
We're back with the Resolute #1.
The Titan's communications officer says Captain Riker will be ready in just a moment. You need to see this. The report on the data breach.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well. Meaning every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack, making this so much worse than it already was.
I think Starfleet has to know.
Given the potential consequences, we should notify Starfleet as soon as possible.
I don't disagree, but I'll reach out to Ambassador Spock about it. I don't want to cause a panic, and I doubt he does either.
I have
True,
Captain Riker
fair enough.
for you.
Let's not mention any of this shield business to Riker just yet. Put him through. Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
My pleasure.
So,
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
We have.
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Residius 6.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
Well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
Then let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
This old chestnut. I am curious to hear what she says, though.
okay, I need to pause because yep, that is Jonathan Frakes, unless it's not and it's somebody's doing a really good voice impression of him, like they did with Spock. Because unfortunately, the actor for Spock passed away many years back. So, I would say the crew more, because the ship, yes, if need be, in the end you can replace it, you know. But unfortunately, the crew, you might not be able to replace it, because everybody has a particular set of skills. Everybody has a level degree in those skills that they specialize in. So you can't say like, oh, we lost one, I don't know, security officer, for example, you know, like we can get another one. Yes, you can get another one, but maybe he's not on the same level. Maybe he's not that competent, can't lift that much, or, you know, all these smaller details. So I would say the crew more. The ship, you know, it's only a ship in the end.
ultimately my responsibility is to the crew at large.
The needs of the many. You have been hanging around Ambassador Spock. But the truth is, it's a trick question.
Yep.
Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers. And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the Prime Directive. Or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Takan entity known as Portal 6-3. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
What we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 6-3 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you, but don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry and theatrics.
I think you can stand our ground.
I'll stand up to him. You can trust in that.
Good, but that's just the first step. Portal is full of bluster and bravado, but he can be reasoned with. And that's my other piece of advice. You want to appeal to him rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Takan, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
So does he know that the Takan are back? I wonder.
Do you think he knows that the Takan have returned?
He didn't even know they were gone when we went there. But the moment the Enterprise dropped into orbit around Delphi Ardu 4, he downloaded the entirety of the ship's computer. So I'd expect the same when you get there.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Takan ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, there has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Takan if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
We both know Command has had their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical. Devising new ways to take on the board.
Trust me. This isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
I mean, were you prepared?
Were you equipped to meet Portal 6-3 all those years ago?
I'm here, aren't I?
Yes, you are. And we have the benefit of your experience on our side.
Fair enough. There was a special task force that considered the Takan, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space. Just remember what I've told you. And it wouldn't hurt to read some Sun Tzu en route. Or Marcus Aurelius.
Anything else?
Machiavelli?
Right. We do have Captain Riker. Was struck by Jara's confidence when discussing seeking help from Portal 6-3. Okay. This sounds positive, but it showed like neutral. So that's interesting. Anyway.
Thank you for your support, Captain Riker.
I wish I could be there myself. But my first officer would probably see to it that I stay on the bridge while they get all the excitement on the away mission. The burdens of command. Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Takan stole some data from your central computer. What's that all about?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach. Nothing to report as of right now.
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious, which is why I'm asking.
Okay. Do we tell him or not? I mean, in the end, he did tell us about the plans with the Tucon, and that in the end they decided to do a quarantine zone. No, I would say tell him, because we don't know how many other ships are compromised, and this might blow out of proportion if we're not careful. So better for them to know now rather than later.
One thing we know is that they stole Starfleet shield algorithms.
The shield algorithms? That could jeopardize every ship in the fleet.
We're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
This is as real as it gets, Solano. I have to talk to Starfleet Command now, so I think this conversation has come to an end. I really do hope you get Portal 6-3 and find those Tucon before this gets out of control. Riker out.
I specifically said I wanted to keep this under wraps. I thought we had an understanding. Now all of Starfleet will hear about this.
Okay. Captain Riker was glad Jara was honest and transparent about the shield algorithms being stolen. I knew the Solana wouldn't love this. And yeah, Captain Solana was enraged when Jara told Captain Riker the shield algorithms had been stolen by the Tucon, and wished she had respected his desire to keep that information under wraps.
Considering this is new information Ambassador Spock doesn't have yet, I figured Captain Riker would be the closest to communicate directly with Starfleet Command.
Now the cat's out of the bag. I have to think about the damage control of it all. You're dismissed.
It's not everything about you, man. Seriously.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy. Transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
Okay. It worked.
That was unpleasant. Commander Ermont, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Commander Westbrook, what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No sign of this outrageously powerful Tucon being?
I'm running a magneton scan now, but so far, nothing.
Where are you?
Oh, he's out there. Don't
Prep
worry.
your way, team.
He's out
Don't
there.
know if Portal 6-3 will cooperate. He's not an asset. He's an enemy. So be ready for anything.
Okay, I guess we're back with Carter.
Prove you're worth keeping alive for a little while longer.
I cannot stop this ship any more than you could stop the tides.
Not good enough.
The impotent threats of a lower life form do not sway me. I will not bend to you. I was born 600,000 years ago. But a new age dawns today.
Are you the sign of the flame?
Are you the scion of the flame?
My name is Zan Uglosa. I was born in the final days of the Age of Makto. We are all scions of the flame. Every one of us who have traveled across the bridge of time to be here for the Great Awakening. We have all sworn ourselves to the cause.
Eventually, one of you will break.
You don't understand how overmatched you truly are. This craft was nothing before we imbued it with the speed required by our mission. And the Cartabula produces enough energy to drive an entire fleet of ships like this one. But when we wake the Aphelion, we won't need a fleet.
The Aphelion.
Only then will you understand the might of the Tucon Empire. Reborn in this time. This is just a drop in an ocean of power you cannot even imagine.
And when you wake the Aphelion, what are you going to do with it?
anything we want.
Come on! This goes from bad to worse unless you do what they say.
Oh no, okay. That was a bad move.
It's coming alive.
He can't stop the ship.
Then he will. Or we cut off his hands and use them ourselves.
The moment I reduce speed or change our heading, the others will know. First, they'll just resume course from elsewhere. Trivial matter. And then, they will come here. For you. This is a dead end.
I'll call his bluff.
But wouldn't you want that? You take the ship off course, your friends come here to your rescue. So why are you warning us?
Because I value my own life. When my fellow Scions come, and they will come, I expect you'll all act like the savages you are, and a battle needs you. We've all died once. I don't intend to do so again. I won't touch those controls. If you want to get us killed, do it yourselves.
You fear death. There's a way to stop this ship for good, and he knows how. He just needs more pressure.
What kind of pressure?
We hurt him, he'll talk. Trust me.
That's against Starfleet protocol.
You're not on a Starfleet ship. Your protocol does not apply. We take the action that will lead to our victory. Don't assume your moral code takes precedence above all others.
I mean, we can find another way. And I suppose Etzilar will appreciate that. Or we can break his arm. And we do have the tech to repair any broken bones and all that. But then this is kind of against Federation policies and all that. Federation morality. I'm just... let's just say I'm feeling like Cisco at this point. And I'm not gonna spoil more regarding Cisco. You better yet go have a look at DS9. What other way could we possibly have? Like, manage to convince him by talking to him? I don't know what to do exactly. We'll find another way.
I'm not gonna torture them. Not like this. But there's gotta be something we can work with here.
Right, so yeah, that definitely Etzilar like that was relieved when Carter refused to go along with Major Arminta's plan to harm the Takan prisoner. And in the meantime, Major Arminta was disappointed when Carter refused to let him torture the Takan prisoner to get the information they needed. We'll find another way. Okay, let's analyze population map.
What's this?
This display shows the location of the Takan on the ship. This is where the infiltrators are, the central artery of ship systems. Sensors, propulsion, weapons. Doesn't seem to be working here.
This is weird. What's this?
Oh.
This display shows the location of the Takan on the ship. This is where the infiltrators
I thought
are,
there was
the
other
central
information.
artery of ship systems. Sensors, propulsion, weapons. Doesn't seem to be working here.
This is weird.
Yeah, I thought this option would disappear, and since I saw it still here, I thought maybe we're gonna have a different conversation about it. Okay, what about engineering?
This area here?
Power generation. The warp cores.
It's deserted.
I mean, yeah, makes sense, because if it's remote piloted from another place, then yeah, you kind of don't need people in engineering. Well, unless some stuff is happening in engineering and you need somebody to repair, that's pretty much it. But I guess you can have people close by.
Going this fast, it would be too dangerous to force a warp collapse by cracking one of the propulsion coils. I could rupture the hull, end up damaging the Cartabula in the process.
That risks tearing a hole in space.
We can't have that.
What about engine output?
Engine status. Right. The warp cores are still practically redlined. However they've supercharged the Zeldi, it still relies on existing systems.
They just amplify the output?
But the Takan have already interfaced with those systems. The controls would be no use. So we'd have to find a way to manually shut down the warp cores.
Might not be a manual shutdown as much as it'll be sabotage.
No one appears to be guarding it. I think I can get us there. But once we're in, do you really think you can cripple my ship? Not something I'd normally ask, but I'm coming around to it.
Well, usually I fix things.
Well, usually I'm the guy fixing the things that go wrong on a starship. But I'm sure I could figure out a way to break it.
You may even find you like destroying things.
This plan of yours has one problem. It strands us. Left out of the fight when there is a war going on.
Our fight is here, now. This is how we do the most good. For the Empire.
For the Empire.
So, Carter, you didn't beam out after all.
Hello?
I thought you'd escaped when we boarded. I had almost hoped you'd made it off. And Nilly's there with you too, right? It's good you two are together.
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
I know you're here, Carter. Your technology is so simple to us. You're not a fighter. I know it. You know it. That's why you're hiding. Somewhere on this ship. But the Takan Empire has so much to offer you. Think of all the knowledge lost for 500,000 years that you'd have access to. I know you want more from life, and I want to show you what you could be a part of. Not just the wonders you've already seen from us. In our time, we had the power to move stars. Carter, you have a thirst for discovery. And a part of you would remain to experience the things I can show you. But if you try to fight it, you're only gonna make things worse.
In case you forgot, we were a part of something. I still am. The Federation may not be perfect, but it stands for ideals that your people clearly do not believe in.
We have our own ideals. And we have our own strength. Every one of us on this crusade has fought wars more brutal and consuming than you could fathom. But I want to reach a peaceful resolution to this. Carter, we have a plan for you. And for the others, too. We don't want to have to destroy you.
Surprising that I didn't have any silence options, but... Alright, what's the plan?
What's this plan you have? Is it the one where you steal our bodies and erase our minds?
That's a simplistic view of it. Your memories would live on within us. We can continue this conversation in person. I'll see you on the bridge very soon.
Our comm badges. She's tracking our location with them.
If we have to use force to free our fellow Scions, there will be casualties.
We can't stay here. And we need to disable the transmitters.
Where'd you go? You don't want to talk to me?
She's trying to keep you talking.
I mean, I get it. But I'm trying to help you.
No, remove combat. Oh, she did not like that. Hold up, I really need to see this. Miranda was saddened when Carter wouldn't accept her offer to join the Tacon, which was made worse when he refused to respond to her. Okay, guess we're doing this.
Got it.
Mine's done too.
Time to hit the road.
You've forgotten something. They know where we're going.
Ah, Fiddlestick.
Set to stun. You're not going to shoot a guy who's unconscious, are you?
You keep getting in my way.
We've managed this far without doing it your way.
We are hardly in control of this situation. And now we have loose ends.
We're still on the same side. Come on, guys.
You two forget you're on the same side? Come on! Now let's move it.
Okay, and I guess we're on the Delphi R24, Last Guardian. I think we have the Doctor.
Our coordinates match the exact location where Riker met Portal 6-3.
Unlike Riker's team, we beam down without a problem.
It's quiet.
Portal has to know we're here.
If he won't come to us, we'll go to him. Spread out.
Okay, so we have the Doctor, Bedrosian, Westbrook, yep, forgot his name, and then one more crew member. I guess I'll call him the Red Shirt. So we have our main characters, or main crew, and some red shirts around. If you know what the red shirts mean, well, then you know. Anyway, I guess this is a good moment to leave it here for this episode and continue next time. So I'm glad at least we have a bit of Riker in the game. I was curious about it, and I was kind of hoping to see the Titan as well, maybe to be like a starship meeting, at least to see the Resolute and the Titan next to each other, and then could have done the same thing with Riker, you know, a holographic transmission and not just beam over. But at least we got Riker, and hopefully that was Jonathan Frakes and not somebody that really does a really good impression. Not that it's a bad thing either. But anyway, we'll continue next time and see if we can find the Portal 6-3 and see where we go from there. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode, guys. But as always, don't forget to take care.